So this is what we've got, the drum fills that we've come up in this tutorial. Hi guys, SKETI here. Today we're going to look at how to make some super cool drum fills really quickly, because this is something that I noticed a lot of people ask questions about, is how do you make drum fills. So let's get to it. So what we've got first of all is I've just set up a bar loop and I've loaded up an Arizona kit that comes with in the packs in Ableton Live 10. And there's some post-processing on it as well, but I won't really go into that because obviously this is entirely up to you what you want the drums to sound like afterwards. But it's more about the actual techniques and the notes of what we can do to get this drum fill, or cool drum fills even. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw in a snare hit there and make it as loud as possible. And I'm just, because that's a 16th note, I'm just going to duplicate this for the entire bar. So when we listen to this back now, we've got, so it doesn't really sound like a good fill just yet, but this is the basis of what we can do. Now what we can do is think about accenting where we want the main hits to be. So instead of it just being, well, we could first of all start with all of, so every crotchet beat, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we could use those 4 and then turn the rest down. So if you've obviously watched my YouTube video tutorial on how to make realistic sounding drum grooves, this is a similar principle. So it's all about changing the velocities. Because if you think about a drummer, if they were doing a drum fill, they're not going to play everything super loud. They're going to make it a little bit more dynamic in feel. So what we can do is we can turn these middle ones down. Just like that. Now we can listen back to that now. So that's got that more accented feel, so that could be some sort of drum fill. But again, we could go a little bit further in and really turn these all the way down. So these are the ones on all of the odd 16ths. And then the 8th note ones turn up a little bit more. Like so. Now obviously depending on the drum sampler you use, you'll get better drum sounds or not, but this again, this is more just about the notes that you can use, or the rhythm should I say. So the next thing we could do, instead of it being all on the 4, is I'm just going to delete all of these, and then I'm just going to duplicate these 3 instead. And let's see what happens to the accent, and I'll turn the click on as well as we listen to this. Just copy and paste that one to the end. So let's listen to that now. So now we're getting into sort of a different, different style of accent, so more syncopated on that sort of 16th note, so like 3/16, and then it basically loops round again. But what we could do now is we could actually start shifting that around to different drums. So we're going to keep this first snare hit, but I'm going to move this one to a high tom, so this tom here, and turn it up a little bit. And then basically just keeping the same rhythm, it's choosing which drums I want it to go to. So I'm going to move this down to the kick. So let's listen to that now. Cool. So next thing we could do is move on to pull this one up, and then again change the velocity of these. Actually, I'll leave that one on the snare for now. Pull this kick down, turn that up. Next one, I think I'm going to go to this high tom here, this low tom, and then this kick. And then the last one here, I'm going to put this on the low tom, and then a kick. And then this last note here, just because it's got that weird snare clipping, where it just cuts the sound out as it starts the next sample, with the way the sample's set up, is I'm just going to turn these notes up. And then I'll just try a different snare, because we've got a few here, like rim shot. So yeah, let's try this snare here. So there you go. Now what I could do is I could just keep moving these notes around. I could loop around, say, we could just totally get rid of this. Actually, I might just duplicate this across so we can keep that one. But yeah, we could get rid of this one. Just unfold this so we've still got all the other ones. So yeah, we're going to get rid of all these. maybe keep those last two, and then I'm going to duplicate this, and instead I'll move this one down, and then put something in here, turn the snare down. Yep, cool. And then if I think it's too frantic, I could just maybe take out a couple of notes. So take this one out. What else could we take out? Try this one. So basically it's just, like I say, I started with 16ths all fully loud, and then started moving through them until we got to different accents and louder snares and quieter snares, and then start moving them around different drums and so on and so forth, adding kicks in and toms and so on and so forth. We could also include hi-hats if we wanted to on the open hi-hat on the beginning note, so it starts with that snare and the hi-hat together. So again, just by taking these 16th notes and moving them around, changing the velocities, different ones, so we can get sort of like a syncopated, accented rhythm, we get into some really cool rhythms. And if we play these two back to back, so this is what we've got, the drum fills that we've come up in this tutorial. So there you go, just a few ideas on how you can quickly make really interesting and cool drum fills. I hope you've liked this tutorial, guys. If you have, leave the video a like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, leave a comment if you've got any questions or suggestions for future videos, and I shall see you next time. Bye.
Everybody jump up, come on! Come on! Everybody jump up!